Please, don't worry, we have plenty of time.
It's like you can't go.
No loose ends.
Here I am.
I'll provide that.
Please, let me take over. Nicely done.
That's it. The fire wars be defeated. Thank you very much for watching. I've got a knife in my eye. Uh-oh. Somebody's after me. Act 2. Roger, man, thank you for the sub. And Fuzzy Friend, thank you for that subs to Tony Boo Boo, Happy Baseman, El Danta, Christmas, and Mr. Jimmy Steele. Those are all from Fuzzy Friend. Thank you very much for those. Community gift subs, Fuzzy Friend, and Super Chain as well. Super Chain says, hope all is well. I really enjoyed the 20-year anniversary videos. You guys did great videos. Thank you. What system am I playing this on? This would be on the Nintendo Entertainment System. You might not have heard of it. But the video game system came out in 1985 in the United States. The reason why you might not have heard of it before is if you're from another country, they called it the NES. But over here we call it the NES. So that might be why you're confused. Actually, and believe it or not, even though this is a obscure system now, some games that you might have heard of actually were on here, such as Super Mario Bros. Have you heard that? And that one was for a while. It was like kind of famous.
The store's
So like, I feel
overloaded
like
with
maybe
orders.
this chance you might have heard of that.
Express card.
So that game came out on the NES, and there was another game that came out. It's more obscure, but you might have heard of it, called The Legend of Zelda. Also came out a long time ago. So that's the old time. Never heard of it yet.
Okay.
Like your father and I love dead. Play it Sega Genesis. Yeah.
Okay.
And now, so that was like our generation. My generation growing up in the 80s. And now, those kids grew up and these kids that are playing games, they're playing games with their sticks, which is so big that never happened. Back then, it was like, the parents used to watch play video games at the and the generation before, they didn't even have these games before that. So you know, you play with them. The boys would go around the pistol guns and the girls would make dolls. And then the parents, of course, didn't even have a doll. They just didn't have like maybe a stick and dirt outside. So you still have to look at the and they were outside playing with a stick or a can, kick the can. And now we have like, now there's what, AI porn? We went to kick the can to AI porn. So, And then you got kind of say to me, you got to be like, well, Michael likes the old things. Well, back in the day, they had everybody take the camera, fucking camera. Yeah, you can take it. And so clearly for better generation, take it. Clear. Actually, wait. Oh wait, that generation. And then now, people are masturbating to this. Other kids are. Never mind, it was better back then. No, let's go back. Yeah, it was better back
Mystery
then.
box this size.
Sorry,
I once got a whole boom boom cloud.
it is true.
Though
It was better back then. This game is weird how like you never or you rarely get a gun. It's like what is up? What is up, Doc? And Jackhammer, DQ, thank you very much for the sub. Nobody played video games with you. If I played a two-player game and have to ask an imaginary friend, One Ball Barney, to play One Ball Barney, he's there sometimes. So he was always there. It was thinking, man, I miss him. So One Ball Barney passed away in what was that, about 1994? But yeah, if you didn't have any friends, you call up the Nintendo hotline. Hello, 1-800 Nintendo hotline, and if I don't have any friends, can you get One Ball Barney to come over? Sure thing, Mike. And then the van backs up immediately. The van just backs up, and the doors open. One Ball
Top-notch
Barney
stuff.
comes out. And you come out and you be like, well, what game are you playing today, Mike? We're going to play Super Mario Bros. 2? Or do you want to play with my one ball? And I would say, I don't really have any interest in playing with your one ball. That's interesting, though, that you only have one ball, Barney. But let's go play Mario 2. And then we would play Mario 2 for hours. It was great. He was a good guy. Our parents wouldn't play. They were having sex. Damn it. Oh, my stuff. Oh, God, okay.
Top-notch stuff.
Are you even doing it? Oh. Sit in the wrong spot. Get on him. Better be on the right part of the hitbox.
Is this all that's left?
Throw her bitch. Great. So, yeah, I looked that stuff earlier, and this guy, don't worry, apparently he only takes 690
Top-notch
hits.
stuff.
I'm on hit, I think, 12. And it's still got, that wasn't like the boss. Was that what they refer to as mid-boss? How is it that they made this entire trilogy suck? It's actually made, like, this game sucks then.
Top-notch
Why do all
stuff.
the Atari Warriors games suck dicks?
That's not the way things are going to play out.
It's better than the first one. It makes you move a little faster. This is probably the best the Atari Warriors franchise got, but like this isn't like good. We're almost up to acceptable, but like not quite. It's still below acceptable. What would you call below acceptable? Bad? That's what this is. This is bad. Which is a big step up from Atari Warriors 2, which was fucking miserable.
Top-notch stuff.
And Atari Warriors 2 was a big step up from the first game, which is fucking horrendously horrible. Abomination. Mankind.
We don't need money or the
Poison Alley is here. It happened. The blizzard cracked all liquor skull open like a can of turbo.
It makes me so mad. That
From another show, as much as I do like her character, I didn't like the idea of her
Top-notch stuff.
dog that was recently.
so sure it's really terrible. Real bad.
And
Like
I
it's
showed
really-
it super that it's the shit that's from my father's mouth that isn't killed. And that's something that would happen anyway.
It's almost more disappointing because at least,
you
know, at least like the first game, you'd be like, oh, that game was absolutely fucking awful. This one, it's like, that's not bad. You know, at least the other one, you can like shit on it harder, so it's like more fun. This is just like, it's like not that bad that it's like horrendous, so it's actually kind of worse in a way.
And you thought it eventually would have.
It's like, it's not as fun to like shit on, which kind of like makes it
Top-notch stuff.
What's happening with this Homelander, and she's hoping to God that maybe there's a way that her father will return and help her. Now, when her father steps out of the
like, but seriously, what if Huffy should know? Like, because I would say like, oh, this one has no gun because they didn't want to gun, or you know, anti-gun or something. But it's not because once in a while you get gun, so this doesn't make sense. It's either you don't do the gun or you do the gun. But this is like, no, we're not doing this. But yeah, we are going to do it a little bit though. Like, wait, what? Huh?
And follow the topic of
Does that make any sense?
I love that she goes for good. The boys in their final six.
Is this all that's left?
Homelander, and then she played the crucial piece of down the back of the stage of focusing this on going to go to receive her which actually worked. Remember, most of the time that we've seen Silver Blade use his blast, it was from moments of pure rage. I hate
And some of these guys will take one hit, and then other times they take like 10 hits. So guys, like inconsistent amount of time that you get hit by that.
You'll also notice that she has the blood coming from her forehead. You see that same blood placement coming from Homelander's head a little later in the episode after he gets lost. So he stands hitting double moves in there, radiated at 500 hours. Well, it was pretty radiated. Which that's concerning. No, but that's not true. You could die from that shit, but they kind of just lost right over. You'll notice it saves Taco Bell because she gets no, she's living in ignorant bliss, and they associate the Taco Bell. So now,
Yeah.
does have the power to take away Homelander's powers.
Oh yeah.
Their knowledge of the most secret underground pop tunnels that they became aware of.
Stab them in the
Top-notch stuff.
Only at the White House, you see and the greater us wearing his black t-shirt.
So I read earlier, this game has 75 minutes.
MAGA ad.
So great. So it's going to be a long stream.
This guy has 17 children and is a astronaut.
Is there any bath time in this one? You don't even get bath time. There's no bath time.
And the father says,
There's nothing.
this is not that in order to build a church.
It's like, it's disappointing. It's just dirt. See that right there? See all the dirt? You get dirt. That's it. Do we have to act like this is a good game?
If they don't have the backing.
What do you mean? You don't have to act like anything. I mean, if they feel like it's great, I don't know. I guess it's better than, you just fucked up. Oh, no, water. So you can't pause it.
Good on it, I guess. But we have to remember, it's coming from a place of, I believe no one thinks it's God, and this is all contributing, no doubt, to the Sultan's downfall. Only if it's hubris is
So in all seriousness, now, I would like to know how long it's been for
the
this.
White House and Israel didn't go into this. It's like the default flavors. Where was the landers farming? Where was the National Guard, the military, the tanks, the fighter jets surrounding the White House, protecting God? Oh, that's the thing. It's God, and God is not being protecting only the things that are against and
Freedom wants?
Yeah.
Is this all that's left?
So, let's see what happens. You sort of walk there. There's so much slowdown in there.
It's also getting
If you want to play an game that has a lot of slowdown, but that's what you're looking to do.
Actually being a superhero and helping people, he could have gone that way.
Oh, God.
Just having all these telepaths.
Good to see me. Go fuck yourself. Okay, go fuck yourself too. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it.
Without any manipulation.
Peanuts?
He was never really on board with firecrackers plan of convincing the world he's God.
Thank you very much. Start with this.
He's God either. Only just wants to declare himself God, let people know, and he's
Never played Atari, but I swear this one or
viewers are scared.
one of the Atari games secret tips to be tested. Yeah.
They're savior because he is still trained.
There used to be tapes like that. But then it just opened up.
They're both considered his role in
I watched this stuff like
so in the beginning, the cast is like a space fighter or something. Focus on the fairly understood that. So anyway, he played the defender super. He calls him and this is coming right off the heels of Homelander having just talked about
Top-notch stuff?
just the irony of a true believer right there in front of them, but it means that like, they cannot stand. It just once again shows us how Homelander is able to get his own. I don't remember and I mean, he's wild in the hate when their past for eating them as the outlaws intended as a further sign of his respect. So Homelander is always referred to as leader, but like Homelander is a consultant and so on that Homelander shows his focus John Homer. And I have to say I'm honestly surprised that Homelander didn't just put me right there. Okay. On this guy just do something right. So after Homelander just completely dismisses he then goes on to say, oh, Father, that he wants to live. This is an idiot thing.
Is this all that's left?
Here, it can also be a reference to this week with the Jesus video for this episode. Now, you can see on the Father's face here that he's not fully on board with this fire damnation plan, which will affect the majority of the nation of the beats and only.
Right, like life is all out there.
So, I think it's worth mentioning how this surprise Father that he is failing.
I don't like when it brings me back. It's like forcing you to like walk up to the top of the screen. Now,
and he's surprised and they are buying in. It's the latest line of bullshit that they hope to make up. So Homelander sets out to get his full office address, and you're actually still trying to David back Ashley, and I'm sad that Ashley was comfortable saying this out loud because he was
Is this all that's left?
So he would think that
Alright, come on.
sure. but we as the audience know that he's out as he's done his speech, and we've seen him somehow like this before, that high-pitched wheel in the background.
I don't know.
The example comes to
He's
mind.
like the fucking TNT. Oh my god.
So Homelander begins his speech, and it's pretty shit. Since you're about to walk right now, so this is the second coming because he wants to
Maybe we'll go live. Silent.
and again,
Oh.
for but to show
We're
that
actually
they
doing
are
it. It's the ABO.
the boys and Homelander and our own real
Look at that.
politics.
Oh,
And so Homelander not only calls himself the second coming, because it somehow implies that he is lesser than the first. That reminded me of how President Trump used his type of failure language, such as when he shared the results of his COVID test back in 2020. I tested positively 4 negative, right?
Is this all that's left?
This telling the world that he is God, and he still distinctly stated the slightest suggestion of not being number one, which is coming with the term second.
What the hell?
Again, this is showing how ignorant he is to the actual theology. And that he's a man-child who just wants to be the best every
Young
day.
man.
No, he just struggles to the American people that he's addressing, his fellow Americans, because he's not viewing himself as their own people. Now, this whole song
Happy cupcaking each other. Probably go with me.
and you'll notice a lot of what he said here are references to the next
Top-notch stuff.
Exactly. Well, yeah, the boomerang now.
I actually started to think, wow, maybe it's the Anthony actually saw it. So the boys, they're right.
Boomerang's in the car in there? Really?
Sex and shot at Starlight number 2
Like, okay, so like, imagine you're in the military. You go to a war.
But
Everybody's got like fucking AK-47. And you pull out like a fucking boomerang. I feel like just for that moment, everybody, like, it's fucking scary for kids if you die. And like, just for that moment,
Top-notch stuff.
I like might pretend that I'm there. I'm in the war, I pull out the boomerang, and then everybody's just like, even both sides of the war, they're just like, dude, think about it.
So Starlight,
They just like, they start like laughing. That's the warmer ass. They're like, alright, let's just all go home. Maybe that's that they should get made a gosh. I'll go. I know I can stop the war with comedy, guys. You see some motherfucker.
And that's kind of big fun.
That's it. That's what I said. Okay, here's the deal. Everybody's just like, war is bad. What if, how about this? Because some people really want war. What if they
Is
still
this
have
all that's
war?
left?
So all wars are only fought with boomerangs. Let's do that. But that's the compromise. Some people don't want war, a lot of people don't want war. But if you meet them, there can be a war, but we all just have to I think that that's a good compromise. Everybody's happy.
But we as the audience don't see it, but people exactly that's all
I just saw world peace, okay? Thank you very much for the sub. And Christian AGS, thank you also, so appreciate that.
And this breaking force comes from Homelander being unable to defend himself and his father, because he has his own dad and his son Butcher, and in his global office, the moment way Butcher and they reference to this line from season 2 voice. Now the way Butcher is carrying himself, dialect, and I love the use of it because it was loose, smiling, cocky, his brain is fantastic, and convincing me of from their conversation. Three.
Top-notch stuff.
Booking.com has all kinds of things. Because some of it doesn't happen. Find exactly what you're looking for. Booking.com, Booking.com.
Top-notch stuff.
Trying to escape instead of simply finding the defenses to his power. See several times throughout his life, he made him trying to get the hell out of there, trying to go away to his fish and kill his. And this after the other. The fight is brutal. I love seeing Dusty trade punches, and then boom, I love it. Butcher in this fight against the man punch is responsible for the death of Becca. Love. And you know, you could have asked for a better tag team for this one. Trying to Butcher, they have always been my favorite part of this show. They even the ones in there together with Reed Later called Ryan. This is shit, the Ryan Jesse. Loved him. In fact, he probably hates him. That is, he's capable of hate. Diego, he's at the issues with Rob, because of what she said earlier. She's now having trouble tapping into that rage because she just looks sad because she didn't listen to your
Top-notch stuff.
She didn't use her the piece that she used. She was fired that piece with her phone. Like when Cecil conversation that Soldier Boy had. So still, Soldier Boy wasn't feeling rage at that time for homicide. He blasted it as an act of love and mercy. After we talked about how giving the V1 to Homelander was what Hero wanted. And said, have love. And I'm pretty sure that was the first time we saw Soldier Boy use his powers to take away powers without being afraid. So Pico is on the end to blast Homelander and Ryan and Butcher hold it down and get blasted as well. We then see Butcher before with his little twitches as his body adjusts. That super cancer and more Homelander would cast away. They almost see runs to Butcher flinches and then smiles. And we don't realize that Homelander.
Is this all that's left?
Fly and Jesse's particularly jumps and the look on his face. Weird, Butcher says. So I represent Homelander saying the same thing in season 3 in this pitch for this showdown. So Homelander doesn't stay like with the fake out like he's gonna try to run away. The star is too fucking throwing the actor because the way that he really starts carrying himself differently as a power Homelander. He's just so his skin is softer, and just the way he sees things so frail, despite not having any visually perceivable changes. It's really well done. So then Homelander decides he's going to try to fight with her. He goes to punch, and Butcher, he power line catches that weak little punch from this fake muscle padding in his cerebral and the look on Homelander's face.
Top-notch stuff.
John 15 times for friction. As John falls to the floor, we try and this performance is just a masterclass, and we're seeing for the first time what we all always know him to be, and that is a empty shell. And scared, stark, but affection, terrified of the non-existence of the baby who's willing to prove physical pain for the first time in a long time, likely even more painful than what he went through as a boy. Homelander then begins to beg for his life and offers Butcher bot. He offers him a shapeshifter to be Becca. Last week, he had a shapeshifter to be Madeline in season 2. And this is just showing us something bit of reality Homelander has always been, especially when it comes to love. I mean, it honestly seems to me that getting a shapeshifter to be Becca for Butcher would somehow solve his grief. And that's because everything with Homelander is material. There's no depth to this guy. There's no layers. He's shallow. Every sense of work, and this seems to be exemplified when Homelander offers him some Butcher's did. And as funny as that may be, since I'm criticizing it online, but I really do think that's actually a really good line, because it shows us how out of touch this guy is. I mean, look at Butcher's face. Butcher isn't laughing or smirking or reveling in it.
Stuff.
He in that moment, I think, is realizing it. wow, I've spent years thinking about it. It's so emotionally sterile that he probably isn't even capable of dating me as much as I hate it. Butcher is realizing in this moment that really all he's ever been at Homelander is an annoyance, this plaything / bully. Butcher realizes that he has spent far more heart and brain calories on Homelander than Homelander ever did on him. Because Homelander has no heart and brain calories to give. As Butcher says, Homelander also says that he'll eat Butcher shit on live TV, offering to humiliate himself for Butcher's amusement. But what Homelander doesn't get is that it's not being normal. Normal people don't find that amusing. And again, I just think that him groveling and begging and saying these ridiculous things to Butcher in hopes that he'll spare his life, as ridiculous as they may sound, I think it is so well done because, look, Homelander, I think, is one of the greatest on-screen villains of all time. He's up there with Joker and Vader, if you ask me. I really enjoyed this film.
Is this all that's left?
But the key difference between Homelander and like a Joker or a Vader is that a Joker or a Vader would never beg for their lives. They would never grovel to the extent that Homelander is. A true badass villain would tell the hero, go ahead and kill me, coward, as they spit blood in the hero's face. But Homelander, he isn't cool, he isn't a badass, he isn't even a villain. He's bad product that needed to be put down. And in these final moments, Butcher realizes that. And I think that's the main reason that Butcher didn't like take the time to torture him or anything like that. After Butcher cracks that skull open and spews his brains all over the whole police carpet and the Resolute desk, we see this look on his face that I can only describe as a look of realization that while Homelander is now dead, the pain and grief of Becca being gone is a smaller,
Top-notch
it's so
stuff.
bad, it's just as painful as it ever was. Killing Homelander was never going to happen. All killing Homelander was hopefully going to do was prevent Homelander from ever being able to do what he did to Butcher and Becca and Ryan and all the others to anyone else ever again. And that's what leads us into Butcher's next step, which is releasing the virus and preventing someone else from ever becoming Homelander. And I should also mention, this is an Easter egg video after all. This scene with the crowbar at the White House is pulled directly from the comics. Now, as the scene comes to a close, we see Butcher share a look with the boys. Ben looks like a approval and congratulations. Huey does the same, but Butcher can't even look at him because every time he looks at Huey, he just sees Lenny, his late younger brother. And Butcher's in a really emotional state right here in this scene, plus Huey's covered in blood as usual. So it's an emotional time, right? And it's setting up that final confrontation between Butcher and Huey, which we'll get to here in a second, and is really what the show was always about. You notice that this confrontation
stuff.
fight between Homelander and Butcher, that happens in like the middle of the final fight, the one the show is really about, that's saved for the end. And this fight between Butcher and Huey, that being what the show is so much really been leading to, it's crystal clear when it is revealed in the open just how much of a empty nothing burger that Homelander always was. He had theology, no like fair point that he was raising about X, Y, or Z to justify what he did the things he did. Homelander is a joke. He wasn't the villain of the story. He was the physical embodiment of the circumstance of the story. He represents the sweet mind and the dangers of giving someone that much power, even as someone as weak and petulant, feckless as him. I mean, imagine if that power got into the hands of like a true villain, a competent villain. That would be terrifying. Anyway, I say all of that to get back to the point that this story
Top-notch stuff.
it is really always about Butcher versus Huey. The final showdown of this series always had to be Huey and Butcher, and so it was. Two men with very different ideologies, but simultaneously very similar ideologies. It's kind of like a Venn diagram showing two opposing sides having some crossover of common goals, such as who's bad, but differing in their own compass of how to address that problem. And honestly, that's a great reflection of American politics and how we may all have like a similar goal of here's that problem, we need to fix it, but having very different ideas of what's causing the problem and how to fix it. Anyway, with Huey and Butcher, these are two guys that we see them both have like these inner struggles of how to respond to the threat of change, right? Huey has gone back and forth on whether or not Butcher's way of doing things is the right way, and Butcher, whether he never actually admitted, he teetered as well. And that teetering was secured by a spark of light that
Top-notch
returned
stuff.
to Butcher's heart when he met Huey, in which he saw his step brother, and then again with Ryan, which he sees Becca. But now, with Homelander, Butcher's entire relationship with both Huey and Ryan is gone, because his relationship with Huey, that was built on bringing down Homelander. now that's over. And then you have Ryan, who doesn't want to be involved with Butcher, and then you had Terror died, leaving no connection to Becca. And with that, I think we need that darker half of Butcher, who is now making his way to 5 with his connection to the cystic virus and the fire system. Now, I am talking about 2 halves of Butcher, right? Remember, in season 4, when we saw Butcher's cancer mutate into this souped-up tentacle thing that took the form of Kessler, and throughout this season would make Butcher actually cool, like make Butcher seem very bipolar at times, that was souped-up cancer, but it was really a souped-up exaggeration of an already existing darker half of Butcher. Remember, like I said earlier, in the universe of The Boys, superpowers tend to reflect the character. Huey was always scared, so his
Is this
power
all
was
that's
the ability
left?
to teleport away. Ashley was constantly teetering between which side of the fight she was on. She was very two-faced, so you got a second face. Butcher's souped-up cancer was an exaggeration of an already cool piece of Butcher that was really born when he lost Becca. And just because Butcher has been cured of his cancer and his superpowers, that piece of himself still exists within him. And those 2 sides are still having this true battle of the century for which one is going to get to take the wheel. I think it's Butcher's kinder half that has made his cooler half wait for Huey to arrive to stop him from unleashing the virus. While it's his cooler half that beats the shit out of Huey once he arrives. So when Huey does get there, this is a full circle moment, similar to how the show ends with him on that sidewalk outside of the AV store, just like we saw in the pilot when Robin died. That here in a sec. But Huey's first mission in the pilot was him being sent to the top of Bot Tower to plant a bomb in this same room, the Sevens meeting. Now,
Is this all that's left?
In that room, top of Bot Tower, and the debate on whether or not the mission is complete is laying on the table. Is killing Homelander enough, or is Butcher right that they need to annihilate the entire notion of superheroes in order to prevent another Homelander from ascending? Now, it's kind of unclear if Butcher really wanted to release the virus here. I do think that he definitely planted it in the water system because there is that part of him that, yes, does want to do it, but again, there's that part of him that is hoping that Huey will stop it. So this brawl of these and Sunshine, it has so many layers. Because it starts with Butcher saying that Huey doesn't have to focus. But remember, Huey also said, "You drag me through fucking hell."
Planned Parenthood and Hallelujah are fighting to elect Javier Becerra for governor. Because Becerra has spent his entire career in Congress. He has to support their
Top-notch stuff.
He defended Obamacare for against Trump's policies.
Ow. I love you.
This is Arby's pulled pork and chopped horse. This is the juicy result of slow smoking meat for up to 13 hours. And this is your forgetting time exists and lost in the sun.
Do you want to go down like say something nice about the fire order? So as I
All right, let's go.
let's see them.
these orders. When the store's overloaded with orders and we're short-staffed. Got it. This one isn't enough. So these are the photography props that an oddity? I had no idea. The Sunder never...
What a drag. It'll only be a moment.
Arriving at this very moment.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of things. I wish I could have been on the Star Wars redevelopment team and I could have like pitched idea. I could have made this game. I don't know if I could have made it amazing, but I could have made it better. The problem with these development people is that there could have been a guy on the Atari Wars team who was like giving them all the good ideas. He's like, what you gotta do is you gotta do this, and you gotta do that. And he's got all these great ideas. And then the guy who's actually coding coded into the game, right? So, or whoever the game like shattered here. And then the coder goes, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And then he codes the game and then hands it back to me. And why is this guy now got so much longer? Oh no, that wasn't true. Put something right there. Alright, cutscene space is what happens. They actually modeled that in my life. I think she's happy. Ripped. And then, it's on the phone. Let's go. Is the ending here or we got? Oh no, I'm playing. Oh no, is this an escort edition? Are they gonna like confirm? This is you get away from Jumba! Now, if those men from anywhere near you, you run. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Mike. If I get hurt, I'm down on the ground. You just run. Run towards the water, okay? can do that. You know where the water hole is? I live at the water hole. Good. Okay, these guys. I can do this shit too, motherfuckers. Jumbo, go get load up, Jumbo. Oh my god. What is this? Yes, so like when I came in, my sis was nowhere near the guy. Yeah. So stupid. But it's the stupid fucking store mission. Well, all like 10 guys who made gameplay playthroughs of this on YouTube back in like 2008, those guys know that there was an escort. Other than that, nobody else in the world knows. It's like low quality the VHS or DVD recorded the gameplay sessions from YouTube from 19 years ago. Those guys. Most of those guys are dead though. So I guess they don't know that anymore. They did know. I'm like one of the last surviving ones of those guys. To be more accurate, I'm talking about people born in the 1980s. Wooden the Mulligan, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate that. Mike likes Returnal a lot and wonder why he doesn't play Star Wars. Well, one of the reasons is because I've never heard of whatever the fuck Star Wars is. So that's the start of that. The other thing is I have to try it and see if I like it. So that's another reason I haven't done that. I've never heard of it. So. One of the reasons I never heard of that game, just so you know, is it's not of the NES. So, don't know what it is. It's Returnal 2, Niall. Well, at least it wasn't Nick. I'll let you go. You want to come in my house? One of the things I really like about Chief O'Brien, there's an episode where he's really upset, and he takes the phaser and he sticks it in his mouth, and he's sitting alone in the there's like a cargo bag. He's sitting alone in the cargo bag, and he takes the phaser. He goes like a little pistol, and he's about to hit the button. And somebody walks in and they're like, hey, What are you doing? He's like, I'm doing anything. Are you sure you look like you got that razor in your mouth? He's like, let's go get a drink. And they go to the Quark's bar and they get a Aldebaran whiskey. What a good show. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. 4 stars, check it out. I don't know, that's something you can stand me. I can't even stand myself. Christ. Are you excited for Spaceballs 2, man? Sure. The internet, I've learned, is like nothing but positive. If you have an opinion, they don't like that. So from now on, I'm going to be like everybody else. Yes, I love everything. Every movie that comes out is great to me. I think I'll save myself a lot of stress by just having no opinion about anything. So this seems to be what you guys want anyway. And then you can be like, oh great, I identify with Mike. He has no opinion, just like me. So yeah, it's great. Perfect. Okay. To validate my opinion. Yeah, basically, right? Why do you validate my opinions? Say how I feel. And if you do that, then I'll like you. But not really, because after that, you say something in a week, and our opinions don't align then, now I will hate you. Your opinion always has to align with my own opinion, or I hate you forever. That's the end. Yeah.
Is this one of those fake hack?
Let's go, bitch. Mind the fucking stomach, motherfucker! You're gonna clear out the fucking stomach, you fucking bitch!
All right, let's go.
All these orders. The store's overloaded with... Got it. This one is a common cargo.
here? Is there something else?
The tide of the world is drawn to the
Oh, no. I got to do it. Now this over the top. So these are things that 1943.
All these orders. The store's overloaded with orders, and we're got it. This one is a...
Because 1943.
Still here?
You still need to pay the delivery. Put along with your moments.
Pretty good game. I like that sort of similar to Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, in that you switch characters, like flop between like Sypha and Trevor or whatever, but it takes a while for your that's my transformation sound effect. Before you're transformed, it takes a while. Where Funky Your Hair is instantaneous, and I really found that. It was funny Perfect Blowout is like, it's okay, it's very easy. That's when he's created Castle. It's like a little more fun. Also an easy game. I think it's a little more fun than Perfect Blowout. Neither one of them was mine or anything. Castlevania is, I think, one of the best games in the system. I love it. Castlevania 2, I don't like it as much, but it's a, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Castlevania 3. And it's hard for me to choose, like, if I like Castlevania or Castlevania 3 better, depends on my mood, but
All right, let's go. All right, let's go. All right, let's go.
these orders. When will it end? The store's overloaded with orders, and got it. This one is a common card.
Get out my spine. What the hell?
Fresh fire up the kitchen.
It looks delicious. Should I...
Rescue Flintstones, the rescue of the it was it was like yeah, one's better. Friday 13, I used to hate that. I get bored, but okay, so I gotta go back in time for this one. Friday the 13th, we did the
orders. The store's overloaded with orders. Got it. This one is a common. Appreciate the help, but finish your current batch before picking up more.
We did use like Mondays, and we played it again. And all I did was that you install
All these orders. What? The store's overloaded with orders, and we're short-staffed. Got it. This one is a common cargo.
And then time flows on. Kilo out.
I didn't understand the game. I couldn't make it very far and stuff. So
All these orders. When will it end?
How it's going?
Orders, and we're short-staffed. Can you help us out? Paid per job. Got it.
Fix
This
me
one is a
yourself.
common cargo. I
Quick.
packed it already.
I'm gonna give you $100, but if you don't say shit in the next second, you're not getting shit.
Appreciate the help, but finish your current batch before picking up more.
Even what happens to...
Fast and smooth delivery.
Icarus is a mixed bag. Some of it I like, some of it I don't like. Watch the nerd episode, it explains it pretty well. King's Knight was fucking horrendous. That was a fucking nightmare. Fuck that game. Crazy Creatures is a really fun game, especially if you play 2 players. I love Crazy Creatures. It's a good unlicensed game. There's not a lot of real unlicensed games. So I like that. Kung Fu is very fun. A very quick game, but it can be difficult. Legendary Wings. People were always telling me before I streamed that were like, well, Legendary Wings, that's a fucking hard game or whatever. And then I streamed it and beat it, I think, the first time that I played it. I didn't, I'm not trying to brag or something. I'm just like saying, like, the first time I played it, I think I beat it. So I didn't really have a hard time with it. I liked it. It was like decent. Little Nemo, I don't really like it. I know a lot of people really like. There's a lot of things that are impressive about it. You can turn into different animals and things like that. And I guess technically impressive, but I don't know. I just didn't really like it that much. Little Samson, that's one of the really expensive games. You can turn into different characters. It's pretty good game. Nick Kids is also pretty good. Not incredible, but it's pretty decent. Marble Madness is short. Marble Madness doesn't make me so I'm going to play it, but there's like really beating Marble Madness. Master Shield and the Jumper Game just sucks. There's nothing to say about it. It's a bad game. Mega Man Buster, should I do that? If you would have asked me if I did that, I would have said no. I guess I did without that. Interesting. Mega Man 1 is, I like it. It's a hard game. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. Mega Man 2 is really good game. Great music, everything. Mega Man 3 is now getting into where the series is at its best. I think the music is iconic as well for Mega Man 3. I mean, really a lot of the music is iconic, but like this, like Mega Man 2 is really super iconic. Mega Man 4, though, I feel like maybe sometimes I feel like Mega Man 4 is my favorite. It's so hard to like all these. That's like a whole discussion. Mega Man 5, though, I will say, I think that's the worst of all of them. Not that I think it's terrible, but I just think it's like the least good one. Mega Man 6, I think it's slightly better than 5, but not as good as any of the previous ones. Yeah, so these are kind of the bottom of the barrel ones to me. So basically, I would Metroid. I like Metroid. This is the Metroid one. I like Metroid 1, but that's the one that's on Pioneer, and it's that one right there. Mickey Mouse Capade. It's annoying with Minnie Mouse.
The reason I'm running for governor, I want to represent working Californians and stand up to the corporate special interests that have been screwing people across this state forever. And the number one problem that people have in California is the end of the month, people can't make the numbers work. And that's housing, electricity, it's gas prices, it's food prices, and it's something. Every time people say you can't do it, that is what I want to do. So, let's get to it.
I'm like the only one who's like,
Butcher knows that he does in fact have the bullets because he's the one that helped give him the bullets. I don't know what bullets are. Maybe we can ask Happy Spoilers. Anyway, when Huey says that line about Butcher putting him through everything we've seen for the past few years, he's talking about disinheritance being Butcher's canary, pulling Butcher back from yet. But in a way, Butcher's relationship with Huey, it did prepare Huey for this exact moment where Huey needed to make the tough call and take a life for the greater good. All those years of hardship really did toughen Huey up, but what it didn't do was corrupt him or make him a worse person. What it did was give him the courage to make tough decisions. You'll notice that Butcher takes multiple punches, and he only beats up Huey after he gets a few hits in, almost as if Butcher wants to feel this pain, like this scene in the bar from the previous season. But it also gives the impression that Butcher's psyche is still very split between which version of him is at the wheel. I think it's Butcher's lighter half that is holding back the darker half and allowing for Huey to get some licks in. Now, right as Butcher is about to pull the trigger, he sees Huey as slave little boy, and it's the same shot that we've seen before when Butcher thinks back to their shared trauma growing up with their abusive father. And then, oh my God, that look on Butcher's face when he sees Lenny and Huey, and then that shot of the trigger, of Butcher letting up off the trigger and deciding not to release the virus, mixed simultaneously with Huey pulling the trigger on the gun. Perfect. We get to see Butcher die, a man who opted not to release the virus, but we also get to have the character die at the hand of Huey, which does happen in the comics, and we know that Huey, all he's trying to do is stop this pandemic and save Starlight, Kimiko, and all these other innocent lives. Butcher says, but I mean, he was taking his finger off the trigger, so maybe Butcher is just saying that he wasn't going to stop to spare Huey's feelings and give him peace of mind that he had no choice. But it's also possible that Butcher just knows, yeah, maybe I wasn't going to pull the trigger now, but Butcher knows full and well that he may have changed his mind and again lost control of the wheel to his darker half and then restarted his old bot and Soups just a month later and tried to release the virus again. Now, when Butcher says, this feels like a mission of aimlessness. The mission is now done, and now he doesn't know what to do. And Huey's response is perfect. Which is basically Huey telling Butcher that he can now finally rest. In Butcher's final moments, his final breaths, he commends Huey for sticking true to himself, something that Butcher struggled to do, and he finally admits that Huey is indeed a spit of Lenny, a callback to his aunt saying the same thing back in season 2. The boys gather for yet another funeral. It's not their own. Butcher is married with Becca, Gregory always wanted to be, and then we see our characters in their separate ways. Kimiko goes to France, Emin gets his wife and his daughter back, and Ryan is his best man at their wedding. Starlight and Huey now have audio video score where Huey was working when we first met him back in season 1, and this whole montage is to the song Piano Man by Billy Joel. Of course, it's Billy Joel, and this song is about a crowd asking the Piano Man to play another song, a little encore, and that's what this is. And the end of the show really was when Butcher died. But now, briefly, the band is back out on stage for a little encore celebration. And speaking of celebrating, be sure to check out our merch from SpringCrushMerch.com, where we have lots of great exclusive on sale. My favorites are Laser Baby and Girls Get It Done. Be sure to give those a
I don't really like the cover of the guy with sunglasses. Like, I don't think it's a good cover. It's to me, that's a really good cover. But Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is an overhyped game in terms of being bad. And in terms of being hard, is what I mean. It's not really any harder than other shmups. It's like, going back here, like Legendary. It's like, it's good. Like, Silver Surfer's probably Legendary, you know? And it's like, it's really, it's really cool, but there's other shoots. I think it's just, it's a little bit difficult. But it makes it like, it is difficult, but it's like, I end up playing with its shooters. That's what it's like, So the first stage is like really different from the whole rest of the game. The rest of the game is kind of so it's like uneven in what they're doing, and it's just Snake on Boba is a good one. It's very some of these ones on this list, I think it's actually greatest game ever made. There is no video game that is better than Scream. Every other video game should basically be thrown into the Street Fighter. I knew it made it, but once he seen it, shit. No way. Super State. I can't believe that. Super C is great. It's a fun game for the I can't remember what it is. Super Mario Bros. No Death, No Wars. Right, everything. Super Mario 2, Mario 1, Mario Super Sword Master. It's a guy it bores me. It gets hard at the end with like trying to better, like trying to like actually make it through, but most of the game is done for soldiers and sort of run, in my opinion. Team NC3 Manhattan Project is a better versions, you know, it's like more interesting, more movies. The other some people Three Stooges. So I usually do the world championship twice a year, but I don't even want to. I'd say Science and Adventure. It's Science and Adventure. Really, it's a really